Here's a few tips on tubing, 1/4-inch tubing for drip irrigation. Industry standard is that you have your main line. We have it over here. Here's our main line, and we've put a connector, a 1/4-inch connector in here, and now this is ready to have tubing placed on it, and then from the tubing you put your drip emitters on it. When you're buying your tubing, there's two different types. There's a vinyl type, and just an extra little tip, keep the plastic on your coil of tubing and look inside and find the beginning of it, and then you'll never have spaghetti all over the place. You just always keep it in here, and you just keep pulling from here, and it'll stay nice and tidy. But this is vinyl tubing, and it's very soft and squishy, and you might be tempted, oh, that looks great, that'll be really easy to put onto my emitters. But if you use this kind on a hot day and your system goes on, there's a good chance that this would blow emitters off. And I've seen it happen before, especially when people go away on vacation. So I don't use the soft tubing. I'll show you the one I use. I use this one, which is 1/4-inch poly tubing. I get all my supplies from Wyatt Irrigation here in Santa Rosa. This one is much stiffer, and the reason I have tips cut off of my gloves is because I need to be able to feel what I'm doing, but I leave two of them with the rubber on them because if I'm pushing something and I need a better grip. So there's a method to my madness there. But in order to get this on to the connector, if I just try to push it onto a connector, it's pretty hard to do. One of the tricks, though, is to keep your fingers close together. If I really pushed, I could get this on there. I'm going to give you a tip that'll make it a lot easier, especially if you have weaker fingers. Have a cup with you in the garden and have a thermos. Now, this is from a company called Thermos. It's the best I've ever. It can keep hot water for hours. So boil some water like you're boiling it for tea. People tend to try this method and they don't make the water hot enough, but hopefully this is still steaming. And you set that in there for a few seconds, maybe count a 7 or so. As it cools off, you'll have to keep it in there a little longer, and then you pour it out and then put in new water. But watch this. It's just gonna slide right on there, hardly a wiggle at all. And that's your short tip for irrigation from the Gardening Tutor.